Okay, I'm not exactly sure. Not exactly sure what happened there. On my feed, it looked like the intro quit early. Is that what happened on your side? No, it was still playing for you.
Yeah, it was.
Oh well, my bad. On my side, it just went blank. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, that's cool. It shows us. It shows us. Here, let me turn this music down. It shows us on StreamYard the vertical comments. Also, that's pretty neat. So we have a vertical, like if the video that we had uploaded in the conversation that we had a couple days ago, Rosee and I were talking about how we were trying the vertical stream and it just looked horrible, and how I wasn't going to do it because the way that it moves everything and how it just looks really sloppy, and who wants to come over to a sloppy house, right? So I'm like, I'm not going to do it. But yesterday I had an idea. I was like, why don't I make it the virtual stream audio podcast? And then I'll just create a layover for it that has a little animation to it. And people can still enjoy the show vertically. But if they want to watch, they can come watch it the horizontal stream. But if they just want to hang out and listen and they're not worried about watching, well, they can, the vertical stream. So we're introducing that. I don't see any. It's the introductory vertical stream audio podcast. So congratulations. I think it looks good. I have a vertical stream feed up right here, and we got Evil Buddy, letting everybody know. Please hit the like, subscribe, share, and comment. We got the logo on there. So, and it's cool. StreamYard is actually like showing who's on horizontal, who's vertical. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm glad it's working out. It looks good. Good morning, everybody. It's kind of a last minute kind of thing. Me and Rosee were having a meeting this morning, just going over some things, and I was like, "Hey, do you feel like doing a live this morning?" Well, your evening, I should say, because it's your evening.
Well, yes.
But
I know what morning means. Like when I hear you guys say morning, my brain goes evening.
Yeah, she's on. What time is it over there for you? It's 11:38 Central here for me. Over there for you, it's what time? Let everybody know.
7:39 p.m.
7:39 p.m. Good morning. Be listening. Be careful. Safe. Fingers crossed. What's up? What's up? We got. Does it? Oh, it doesn't show vertical on the message, but what's up? It should show up. I believe everybody should get. In YouTube, it shares the vertical, and let me see here. No, it don't. Why doesn't it share the same chat on the vertical and the horizontal layout with YouTube? That's weird.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering as well, because during the intro, I could see everybody was like in one, and it was confusing.
Yeah, it's about half and half. It's split. Well, at least we can still highlight the comments. It just means we have to highlight them even more. Hope you're feeling better. Yes, hope you're feeling better too. Thank you all for hopping in. We're just going to be talking a little true crime and coffee, not any particular subject that we're going to be focused on. Just going to be discussing some things and just seeing what you guys think. There is some cases that I am going to cover. I'll let you guys know those here in a few as we just kind of chill back. We're just drinking coffee and we're going to talk true crime this morning. That's it. Kathy, vertical would be good in the car. My preference. Yeah. Well, I just, when you're on the vertical stream, even if you don't do what I'm doing, right? It's so small. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're showing stuff, it's so damn small. You got to have a magnifying glass just to just to see, like, whoa, what's going on here? What are the. So it's like, you know what, let's be different. Let's be different. If a lot of the times, with these shows that are going to be coming up, I'm going to say most of the time we're just going to be chatting, having conversations. So it's not like we're going to be showing a ton of stuff. But yeah, that's the cool thing is it's really small. You know what I'm saying? Even if. And so with the way that we have these custom layouts and stuff, it just, I mean, I don't know, how can you explain it, Rosee, with what we were when we were first starting to see, okay, how is this vertical layout going to work, and we were going through all the different scenes. What's the best way that you can describe what it looked like on the vertical side?
So it takes a snapshot of the screen that you have. It doesn't like shrink it, so you can't actually see what's there. You just see a little bit of it, like a little cutout of it, right?
It's a little teeny
guy. Exactly. There's no point, and I mean, you would just hurt your eyes anyway. So rather just listen.
Yeah. Just listen. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna create a really cool animated layover for the people over there, because I do want to do the vertical. And then also the cool thing about it is then I'm going to use my vertical audio podcast to then upload it to, like Spotify and Apple and stuff like that. Cool. Like you can see it live over here, but if you're on these other places, you can still listen to us, Yeah, it is a great way to end the year. It is. Thank you for saying that. The chats are, I know. Come on, YouTube, combine the chats. Like, seriously. Why? I just thought it was automatic. I thought it was automatic that the vertical and the horizontal, because why make people choose one side of the fence? Right. That you're dividing the community. Like, aren't we supposed to bring the community together? The community that creates the content creators, communities that then supports the ultimate program that is doing. You know what I mean? It's like, hello, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I
don't know. I don't know what they're doing.
Yes, we do have the Evil Buddy camera. There's Evil Buddy. He's got his glass. Hey, listen, we both need glasses. It's okay. Needed a, when you saw Evil Buddy before, you got to admit he looked a little depressed. He looked a little sad, and it's like, it is cold. We got to get Evil Buddy his hoodie. So he got a hoodie like mine. It doesn't have the logos, but he's not worried about that. He's his own dude. And we both have to have the glasses, and he's got his own little. He wants to be a little different, little Buddy hat. So. But you can see Evil Buddy. Well, here I can show him real quick on the horizontal. They're looking at him on the vertical. He's just hanging out at the top of the screen on the vertical, but in the horizontal, look at him. Doesn't he look so happy now?
He looks much happier
compared to what he looked. Because he looked sad. He looked sad. He looked. You looked at him and you were wondering, like, because you see those the shine in his eye, in his eyes.
he's tearing up.
The way that he was before, it was like, are those tears? Are those tears? He looks so sad. But he's got his hoodie and his glasses. He can see good now. And
yes.
He can read articles and stuff now.
So
he's good. But I guess there's this is crazy. Another train derailment in Todd County, Kentucky. That's
Mm.
wild. There's too many of those happening. There's new surveillance that emerged this morning of Camila almost, and it's kind of interesting because I don't know if anybody's been kind of keeping up with that one, but um, the footage, the reports that came out at the very beginning about how she's a missing Texas teen, about how there was only footage of her standing next to her car, and then that was it. We don't know where she went after that. And then this morning, late last night, there was some surveillance. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I got to do that. There was some surveillance that then showed her like walking down the street. And so it's like, and it was only like a split second clip, maybe 2 seconds or so. But it's like, what is going on here? Because you don't see her with anybody.
Right.
There's no reports of her with the first footage of her being around anybody. And then also, you would think if somebody's camera picked her up, right, that they would also pick up somebody speeding away or something like that. And so, and then this other footage, it's like a dash cam, and she's like just walking down the street and just by herself. So it's I don't know, it's kind of, but they have a live search going on there right now. It looks like the helicopter might be flying back. Let me see here. It looks like the helicopter might be flying back or something, but let me see. There's another search going on too. Let me pull that up. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a runaway, or do you think it's foul play, or I guess it could really only be one or the other, runaway or foul play. Um,
Yeah.
let me see.
I mean, I guess at first glance it does look like a runaway. Just like it doesn't seem to point to anything else. But then I've also seen cases where it really did look like that, and it turned out not to be. So I don't know.
Weird stuff lately in Kentucky, Amy says. Yeah, speaking of, because here's some of the cases that I'm going to be discussing when we are doing the true crime stuff. Obviously, there's some stuff. There's been a lot of cemetery discussion. I think she was abducted. You've been following that story? I think she was abducted. Yeah, they got these massive searches going on. Oh, okay, so let me ask you, Plant Lady, because I haven't really analyzed the footage that much. I just kind of noticed it as I was going through everything. Now, did you see anybody else in these videos? Did you? I'm going to look at it here in a second. We can kind of check it out. We'll check out the footage here. Someone that she's got, it's going to be below, oh, really? Below freezing in that area of Texas.
Oh.
Good morning. Good morning. And thank you all for being here. What's up, Smitty? Good to see you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, is there footage? Because the footage that I saw of her just kind of walking away,
Yeah.
and I didn't see anybody. But then again, the footage isn't like amazing. It's really like you can't even tell. Like, I don't know how they know that that's her.
Yeah, and I guess it's also possible that
Good morning.
she did run away, but there was some kind of foul play that took place later or afterwards. Like she left of her own choice, but then something happened. It could be both.
How many
Yes,
stories are there, of that happening where teenagers get um they get groomed online
exactly.
with
Yeah.
with these predators, and then they end up, I can't there's that one, I can't remember her name, from last year, where she left with the dude and they ended up being in Arkansas or something, and then, or Colorado, and then they brought her back, and then she ended up running away with him again, or something like
Yes.
that. Like,
What was her name?
um,
I've forgotten her name, but I know which story you mean. And I mean that is like one of those weird combinations, right? Because she's also really young, so she's under some kind of
yeah,
undue influence, but
yeah.
she's walking away.
I I mean, I'm not saying, okay, this is what I mean when it comes to what I'm asking what happened. Because yes, I mean, what I meant by runaway is that, because listen, that's what they're doing before they end up getting together, in the same space with these predators, is that it is a runaway, because they're not, it's not like the person came to their house and ripped them out of their room and took them like Elizabeth Smart. That's an abduction. What I mean by runaway is that she left on her own free
Yes.
will. And then, listen, how many times do these stories end with foul
Right.
play? A lot of times. So that's not what I'm meaning by foul play. I mean, like, did she walk away on her own, uh, her own choice, and
Yes.
ended up, and that's why I'm asking, because I don't know, I haven't, we'll look at the footage, but I hadn't seen, I didn't really see anybody. But then again, that other footage isn't the greatest either. It's really not.
Yeah.
So we'll check that out. But I'm going to go through some of the cases that we're going to be discussing. Could be in this show, it could be in the next show, it could be in the next show, but it's kind of a mixture. It's going to be kind of what you guys want to talk about and kind of what's really just going on. But right now, there's a lot of, I don't know, I haven't been watching it, but there's been a lot of discussion about the cemetery and Sebastian Rogers case. Now, we went out there for about a year from the beginning of when he was missing, and we did ground searches, boat searches, um, investigated leads. I got a lot of footage that we can share with you whenever we do a dedicated show for that. But there's been a lot of talk about it. Now, we did do some searches in the cemetery at the beginning of April. I think it was April 5th. It was either March, the end of March, or beginning of April. I would have to look at the timestamps on my footage.
End of
But
March.
we did so he went missing in February of 2024. We did the cemetery searches the end of March, beginning of April. And those are some crazy ones too, because you can hear the gunshots going off. There was a lot of shit going on back then. Um, but there's been a lot of discussion about the cemetery and the searches, and there's a lot of people been reaching out to me recently because of the searches that the teams did out there, and it's and also reaching out to me about some of the information that's being put out there about the particular cemetery. Now, there's a lot of, obviously, everybody knows everything. Okay. Nobody, you go to these places and they know for sure, hey, you can do this and this. But here's the thing, we were actually there in person. We were there because you got to remember this, time changes things too. Now, what may be available or an opportunity now might not necessarily been available or an opportunity back then. And so, when it comes to that, we'll be talking about some of the stuff. I'm going to bring on Narc Divers Trey. I'm going to bring on Busby Adventures. I'm going to bring them on. We're going to do some shows. They were out there they were part of the team that we had out there. I'm going to bring them on as some guests, and we're going to kind of talk about some of the things that's kind of been put out there that people think is true from back then. And we're going to not only discuss it, but we're going to show you the footage to really show you exactly what the truth is. Because it looks a certain way from Google. But when you actually have people that were there at that time, during that atmosphere, the foliage, the what's locked, what's not, like all these different things, what's there, what wasn't, what is, all of those things, we're going to discuss that, because there's a lot of people that, listen, the discussion, I don't know, I'll have to check it out. I guess the mob crew is coming out with some kind of discoveries or something. I don't know, maybe I'll reach out to him and see if he wants to come on and we can kind of talk about it. But not necessarily him, but there's people that were reaching out about other people that are like, yeah, they're saying that you can get in through this way, and they're saying that this, you can do it like this. And it's like, well, I mean, that's not really true. And so, because listen, when you're talking and discussing these things, it's very important to have the information correct, because when you have the correct information, then you can really come up with the true ways to find answers. When you have other things that you think could be a possibility, then that creates more that you then have to chop out to find the answers. And so I'm going to have those guys on. Love those guys. Shout out to them. Appreciate all the hard work and everything. Also, we're going to be discussing a little bit of the Scott Peterson stuff in the future, the exoneration talk, the new evidence, those kind of things. Rob Reiner, that case, we're going to discuss a little bit about that in the future. Ashley Buzzard, Kenny Steins, the Kentucky sheriff, the singer David and Celeste. I'm going to link up with Steve-O here in the future, where I'm going to have him, we'll get together, have him go live on location out at the locations out there in California, just to give us a better idea, of kind of what everything looks like. Also, Ellen Greenberg, it's kind of crazy and unfortunate. You thought maybe the right thing was going to happen in that case, when it was looked at again, and unfortunately, who in the hell stabs themselves and is able to stab themselves that many times, not only in the front but in the back? Like, how does that even happen?
Yeah. I've never heard of it. I mean, that's just like, I've been to a couple scenes. I've never heard of that. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it sounds really weird to me. And I think that too much of that case just points to a massive problem.
Well, I mean, look, you don't even have to know the details of the case. You can see the photo. You can see the photo of the injuries, and you're like, how can say you wanted to do it to yourself? Just say that you did. You're a human being. No matter how much, it's one thing to do it to somebody else, but when you're doing it to yourself, your body has natural reactions to the pain. Like, so you can do something. Think about like an injury. You're on the basketball court, you tear your knee ligament. It doesn't matter how much you want to go try and dunk. Your body just won't let you. Your body just won't let you. So how can anybody see that photo of those injuries and come to the conclusion this is self-harm? How? I don't even I can't even bring my brain to like figure out how in somebody's head they can come to that conclusion. Like, there's no, and I'm the one that finds 50 avenues for every one thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the one that pre-plans like crazy here, and I'm sitting here going, how does somebody I
don't see how. I just don't.
How? I don't get it.
I think like it's similar to the Sandra Birchmore situation. I just wish that it had gotten the same level of justice. But unfortunately, it didn't.
Good morning, Yoli. Good afternoon. Good morning, Yoli. What's up? Yeah, so it's like that one don't make sense. Obviously, we're going to discuss Idaho4. You know, there's a lot of conversation recently about the fog lights. We back when March of 2000. When was that? When that remember in the court, in the Idaho4 court hearings, remember before the video came out of 11/12, before any of that, remember when we just got screenshots of the car coming in and the car leaving? That was March of 23. Does that sound right?
I think that's too early.
March of 24. March of 24. Okay. 24. That's when I broke it down and I told you guys the car leaving is completely different than the car coming in. That's when we were discussing about how it was a Dodge Dart. That's when I was telling everybody that had fog lights. The one leaving had fog lights. It was, you know, we broke it down. I kind of want to check out, you know what? It's my damn show. Let's play that video for a second, because this is an oldie, but this was in the very beginning. So when this photo came out and was released in the court documents, it was just the screenshots of the car coming and the car leaving. That was the first time anything got released. Obviously, we had done more videos, broke it down even more, even down to the sounds. I even broke it down how the car, the Dodge Dart, that the car leaving was, how that car was not at 1119 King Road the night of the crime. Isn't that kind of interesting too? I broke that down. Also, it was because when I was looking at my footage from the year anniversary when I went out to Idaho, I was looking through my footage because I was trying to see if there was any other Elantras in my footage. And the first video was we're leaving behind the house before it was tore down, because I went out there before the house was tore down to get footage. I'm leaving behind the house, and right as we turn onto Queen Road, all of a sudden I'm looking at 1119 and I'm like, that's the white Dodge Dart. So then we start looking up the Dodge Dart. The Dodge Dart is a very interesting key player when it comes to who people think could be a suspect already. And so you don't see that car in the footage from that crime. So not only showed everybody that car wasn't there, showed the white Dodge Dart at 1119 King Road, also showed the car, showed other Dodge Darts, compared the sounds of the Dodge Dart to the sound of the 1112 King Road video. I think I proved without a doubt it was a Dodge Dart. Already had fog light.
Yeah.
That shows you from the very beginning, that photo, it was not the same car. I'm having to scroll back because I'm trying to see.
So this has become a discussion again.
Right here.
Like it's.
Yeah, it's about how they're not the same cars and how the car leaving has fog lights, and it's like, yeah, it's already been broken. So, oh, it looks like I had Audrey on here.
Yes, there was a panel. There was a few times. I think the first one was a panel.
Let me see here. So let's go full screen. I'm going to show you guys this real quick. So here's the link for it as well if you want it for yourself. Now, this is another thing because and I love it about the community because there's comments on these old videos, even these Sebastian ones, about the hoodie. There's somebody that commented, I guess, with the Sebastian case. There's more talk about the green hoodie at Texas Roadhouse, and now they're like, CJ, you were right. They were 5'8" and 180 pounds, and that was the video from way back then, and how I broke down the video and I told people they were between 5'7" and 5'9", 180 to 210 or something. And now all of a sudden they're being discussed. So I want to say thank you to the people that are like going to these videos and commenting about, because I didn't even know this stuff has been a discussion, and I appreciate the love, when people, they go to these old videos and are like, yo, you said this shit way back then. I appreciate it. It means a lot. And I'll get, because there's also some comments that they leave. Hey, when it comes to what you were bringing up about this, and then this has been discussed, and I think you should check this out and this and that, that's pretty neat as well. So this was, let me see. I hate how they show these frickin' YouTube. Okay. This was March 5th. Oh, 2025. Wait. Is that when they got released?
Yeah, it feels much more recent.
Yeah, it must have been. It must have been. But yeah, yeah, just when they were, so here's the photo. If it'll pull. So let me put it on. Okay, so you got the one coming in, and then so there's the one that's coming in. Then you got the one that's leaving. And I'm already breaking it down how there's fog lights on it. I also I use my own footage to kind of show you the elevation change when it comes to, why is YouTube doing this? The elevation change when it comes to the actual road and how it's crazy elevation. Let me test out StreamYard's capabilities. Let me go to my Idaho4 footage and screen share that. And I'll just show you guys what I'm talking about as we're discussing it. Let's see.
Yeah, it's getting tested.
Yeah, we're going to test it. I'm going to show my real footage and see if it... Supposedly they came out with this update about how they upgraded the clarity and all this other stuff. Okay, videos. Let's see, the PCA route. Let's go to the PCA route. Okay. Oh my gosh, I don't remember which. Okay, so it was. Okay, where I'm at the back of the house right here. Okay, let me go to this one here. If you, all right. So if you're on the if you're on the vertical stream, it's just the vertical audio podcast. So there's going to be some times here and there where we're going to be showing things. Um, so if you do want to see it, you'll have to come over to the horizontal stream, or you can just hang out. Right now we're at 39 minutes and 30 seconds. And since we're doing these vertical audio podcasts now, that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to go ahead and say the timestamps in the live stream. So then if anybody is on the vertical stream and later on they want to go see what we're talking about, well, then they know exactly what timestamp that we're going to be showing something. So right now we're at the 39, well, just the 40-minute timestamp. And I'm going to go ahead and show it, but it doesn't look like it's actually working. So I'm going to have to see if there's another way. What's up, Grizz? I want to say shout out to you, buddy. I got a little tribute to you in the beginning of the intro that Rosee made for me. So look for that. Shout out to you, buddy. Also, Purple Butterfly 13. Thank you so much for becoming a new member. Trust me, there's a lot of boots on the ground footage that you can dive into the absolute clarity. So enjoy all that footage being a member. All right. So obviously it's not sharing the video.
No, it's not.
So StreamYard has an issue. So let me do this. So let me go ahead and share it as a different kind of file. Because I think you're going to have to, so before in StreamYard, Rosee, you would have to click on video screen share, the video tab for it. This time, I guess if you're going to want to share a actual video, you're going to have to share it as a window.
As a window, yeah.
Yeah. So let me open up. I got to go back to my footage. Let me open up the actual window, which is kind of nice, honestly, because if we're going to be looking through some of the footage and stuff like that, I would rather be able to see it full screen instead of only be able to see it on StreamYard, So it is, even though it sucks, it is kind of a bonus.
It is. I guess it is. Also, you can point stuff out like you were saying the other day, because I think that's where you definitely have the pointer and you can explain to people what you mean.
Exactly. Where have you been? What's up, Meow? It's called life. That's what it was. It's called life. I went into a pretty good, even though like when Rosee and I were doing the show yesterday, I didn't have any intentions on like even discussing anything, and I ended up sharing a lot. And so if anybody is curious, I would check out the video. That it was a re-air from a show that Rosee and I did. It was basically just a hangout show at my TV channel, EvilleCJ TV. And I kind of got into I just got into some stuff, and it's a lot of, Rosee wanted to make a clip out of it. And so I'm like, you know what, go ahead. So I went and I shared a lot of personal stuff. All right. So if you're curious, check out the video. That was a re-air live, and there's some general conversation mixed in, but there's a lot of personal, giving you my soul. And I think it's a good way to, explain it. It's not the whole thing, there's a lot more stuff. But it's a good idea, Why did you think I should or make a clip out of it?
Well, I thought that it would make like a really good highlight for kind of maybe something like at the beginning of one of the first shows once you've done the whole new channel, because I don't know, it just really it like summed up in the moment everything that happened, even though it didn't explain the whole story. I think that it was just like some of the words were really really touching, actually, even though you didn't plan them, but that's usually when they're the best, right? So I even thought they could be like part of an intro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when I was making the intro, you and I had a meeting about it, and then I was listening to you talking about the intro, but then I was also listening to the song, and it sounded kind of cool, the talking with the song. So then I was thinking maybe I should clip some of that episode and put it in the intro, but I hadn't actually spoken to you about that yet.
Oh. Yeah, I mean that's kind of interesting. I never even thought of it like that. So here's here's us. This is again. I went there on the year anniversary. I went to the vigil. Um, Interviewed a lot of the community students, Washington State, University of Idaho students. Um, just I was there for a whole week and just work. So we're at 45:30 of the stream. I'm showing my footage of one of the clips as I'm coming from Taylor to then going to 1122 King Road. I go behind it, and then I'll show some other clips too where you can see how close the house was to the parking lot, because with the photos and things like that, that's one of the reasons why I documented at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 10 in the morning, 8 at night, like all different times. Just did documenting, nothing but footage, and other stuff too, obviously. But I just let this baby record while I was doing all my work. So I just collected so much footage. It's ridiculous. There's shit that I've never even seen or gone through yet. But this is, I want to show you guys one thing here. This is how we're turning here, like the car would be. Now look, I'm going to pause it right there. Now you can see, you can see the elevation change as you're turning right now, right there. Now I hate the fact that this orange bar is covering it and all this other stuff. Let me try this. Does that help? Not really. Okay. So, and as you can see right there, let me hide the comments for a second. As you can see right there, you have 1122 King Road right there in the background. Now, we just turned, excuse me, and you can see already, you see how it slopes way up as you're going up. So, but the thing is a lot of people were assuming that slope way up there was a lot closer to the house, and that's what created that photo of the car leaving and the lights showing the asphalt more, right? And this is where I went back to my footage to show people, no, that's not right. Yes, you are correct. There is that tall ass slope, right? But that slope is a lot farther back than it is. So these people were arguing that slope started at the back of 1112, and that's not true. You can see right here with this footage, this slope doesn't start until after that telephone pole, right? That telephone pole, and I'm gonna show you as we keep driving, that telephone pole is feet past the back of 1112, and you'll see how it don't even start coming up until like halfway in between the that telephone pole and this tree right here. that's where it starts. So we're talking a good 20 to 30 feet, 25 feet, with the difference when it comes to that slope. And that was what I was trying to explain to people. No, these are fog lights, because yes, there is that slope. You do have that little bit of slope, but at the same time, it's not that big of a difference that everybody's thinking about. Also, it's what I was showing to show that the cars were not the same cars. In the other videos, you guys can look up EvilleCJ. Just type in EvilleCJ suspect vehicle, right? Suspect vehicle. I probably have 5 or 6 videos on it as I broke it down over time. That spot right there, this spot where you see this little shed, we're still it's maybe 6 inches, 8 inches higher than where we're at when we're talking elevation, but it's not that big of a difference. So then when I show and I break down how big the car is, because when we're looking at, and I'll share that photo with you guys when I'm done showing this video, what I'm talking about, where I break down the difference in the sizes of the video. The Dodge Dart sits lower than the Hyundai Elantra. The Dodge Dart has a sleeker design than the Hyundai Elantra. And so as I'm showing you this, I'm going to show you the photo and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So this will show you. Let me go ahead and hit play. Is it going to work? Whoa. Hold on. Now it's bugging out. Hold on. Why is it skipping like that? Okay. So, you got somebody sitting here. Now we're really starting to go up. We started, now we're really starting to go up. All right. So then you see how close that house is to the parking lot. Let me click on that and go away from it. Maybe it'll go away. The bar. Maybe. Are we going to go away, orange bar? Does anybody know how to get rid of that?
I don't think it goes away if you're in pause.
There's no way you can get rid of it?
I don't think so.
It should go away when you hit pause, I would assume. Maybe not. Okay, maybe not. All right, so let me show you this photo here. Case folder. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here's some of these. So let me see. Here's this one. There's another one that I'm going to share too. Okay, the combo. Okay.
And just while you're doing that, anyone who's in the vertical stream who's saying that they can't see, it is available, in the original, the other one on YouTube.
Yep. It's just a virtual stream audio podcast over there. Here, the last few minutes, called the timestamp. I'm not sure I think it was 49 minutes is when we're checking these out. SB1. Okay, so the 1119, we don't need that one. Okay, so we'll go to this right here. Okay, so let me switch the screen there. Yeah, the even if this is why I made, because this is why I made it a virtual audio podcast over there, because even if I was showing something, you wouldn't be able to see it that good anyway.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and just started. I don't even know of anybody else doing an audio podcast or whatever. So it's just something.
It's for the listeners.
Huh?
Yes. No, it's for those listeners only.
I'm just like, I can't see it anyway, and I would hate for people to try and see it. And I'm just like, you know what? We're just gonna have it be a vertical stream audio podcast. That's why we'll be calling out the timestamp. So right now we're checking out the photos that were released in March of 25. Before any of the video came out, and this is the car entering and leaving. Okay, so now I showed you guys that particular part on footage, real footage. All right, you saw the difference. Now keep in mind where we're looking at when it comes to this photo. Okay, the corner of this house and this telephone pole right here, that's as far as we're getting when it comes to this footage, this photo. So when people want to make the argument that the lights, there's no way that they could be fog lights because it's from the slope, you're crazy. That we're taught, with the real footage, you saw the difference. So again, when I share this with you, okay, I'm going to switch back to this. Then we're going to dig a little bit deeper. Why is it not StreamYard? Come on, dude. This is... It's not showing the freaking... It's not showing the... It's not showing the footage. Like, why is it not even coming up as a... Okay, I guess I'll go with this. I guess I'll go with this. All right. Sorry, some stuff works and some stuff don't. I appreciate it, especially when I pay $90 a month for this. It'd be nice if it was actually professional. But anyway, so the photo that I showed you, the corner of that house and that telephone pole at the corner of that road, this is what that car is looking at right now in their front windshield. Okay, even though you can't see the corner of the house over here and you can't see the telephone pole, guess what? If I took this and I turned it like this, we would see that telephone pole and the corner of that house in our peripheral left side. So that car is literally getting its, when it's getting its photo taken, that car is getting its photo taken. You see this bush right here?
Yeah.
That's the back side of that car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because think about it, if we're seeing, and let me switch back to the photos so everybody can see what I'm talking about. When we're looking at this photo and we're seeing that telephone pole and we're seeing the corner of this house, remember that's on our left peripheral.
Yeah.
The footage is on the dash, right? So we're seeing through the front windshield, because I paused it right as I turned the corner. I paused it right where that car's sitting. So when we're seeing the photo of this car, the back of that car is at the bush that we see in my footage. So let me go back to that real quick. So the back of that car is going to be where this bush starts. So we know that that car, the back of the car, if that car was leaving while we were coming in at the same time that that camera took place, we would see the back of this car, or the back of the car leaving right here up to the back door. Okay? Now,
Yeah.
you see how much room we have before it even starts to incline. We have so much room. We're damn near on a level asphalt. Okay? There is no way whatsoever. There is no way whatsoever the car is coming down like this. There's no way
Yeah.
whatsoever. This footage proves that. So now when we go back to this photo and we see this car, and you see, and I want to point out two things. We're at the 1 hour mark. I'm going to point out two things to show you from the very beginning without you even seeing my diagrams and the measurements and all the stuff on the screen that proves that this is a different car, that we proved back in March 2025 that this is a different car, not only because of the taillights and the back window and all that other stuff, the sounds of the exhaust, all that other stuff. The first thing, the only thing that you need to start to pay attention to is see these lines right here on that house. You see the roof of the car? Remember, you guys just saw the real footage and where we're at level wise, okay? You see the top of this hood. It comes to right here, right? Would you agree it comes to the very tip of the middle finger on that hand cursor?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to this. Remember, we're only seeing the back of the car and the back door. That's how close we are when it comes to this level from the footage. You see where this car's at right here? So here's the top of the middle finger. And let me line it up right there. Put a ruler out on your TV. No, don't do that because that might ruin it. It's pretty close. My middle finger. Oh, my middle finger might be a little bit. That's pretty close. That's a humongous difference, right?
That's way different.
So even if we had a photo of this car maybe coming up a little bit more, like in the same spot, are we really talking from the tip of that middle finger to the tip of the other middle finger? That big a difference that is going to be created from these cars being just that far apart? I don't think so. There's no way. Now, it's easy to argue when you're looking at this photo. It's easy to argue because this photo gives an optical illusion, because when you know 1122 Queen Road, King Road, you know, all this, you know the incline, you know the dumpster at the top of the corner, you know all of this stuff. So you automatically, because you weren't there, oh, well, yeah, I can, yeah, it slopes down. It inclines down. It gives you that optical illusion because see this right here, the bottom of the foundation of the house and then the way that the car is and how it's blurry, it gives an optical illusion, and I can't fault anybody. It does. It gives an optical illusion that car is coming down at a slope. That's why you see fog lights. That's why you see headlights and you see fog lights, because it's at a decline. That right there shows that this was a different car the whole frickin' time. Now, when we're showing the the I break it, I go through the audio and all that stuff too. Of when you hear when the video got out, and let me pull this up. And when the video got out and you heard the exhaust, it doesn't sound the same either when you're watching that video. But when you hear the exhaust comparisons and you hear what a Dodge Dart sounds like, then you're like, whoa, wait a minute. So as I kind of showed, there's like a circular light to it, and you can see that bottom of that light comes up and goes over, and the top isn't necessarily the same, but it kind of is on that level. You can see the difference in that. So when we're zooming this, when we're zooming this in, you can see how it is big here. It kind of comes up and goes over. This one goes over. A Hyundai Elantra has no chrome that would reflect light that goes all the way across. And so when you're looking at this, that kind of just shows you, okay, well, it's got some kind of circular, ovalish type light. It's not crystal clear. It's pretty level when it comes to the top, and on the bottom it goes up and comes over. And when you're looking at the Dodge Dart light, it does exactly that. And that light goes all the way across. I also broke down the video of a Dodge Dart at night and at a distance how these two lights that go across the middle end up blending together because of the light exposure. So when you're looking at it on a photo, it's going to look blended together, especially on a photo that doesn't have a lot of clarity to it. So yeah, more the Dodge, but just type in EvilleCJ suspect vehicle, and you can see there's different breakdowns. And so it was one of those things that it was the whole Dodge Dart, the craziest thing to me was that the Dodge Dart at 1119 King Road that lived there, that obviously you got all the activity that was taking place at 1119 King Road. You know what I'm saying? And that car was not there. The car that's leaving has the same exhaust as a Dodge Dart. It has the same back window. It has the same tail lights. It has the same headlights. It's got the fog lights. It's got everything that matches up with that car leaving.
Yeah.
And the fact that it wasn't there the night of the crime, and you got all those people up, I don't know. It's always been weird ever since these photos came out in March of 2025. And I'm sitting there. The first thing I'm going, wait a minute, that's got fog lights. The other one doesn't. And then I'm looking at the tail light, and I'm like, how in the hell does it get a reflection that goes all the way across when an Elantra doesn't even have nothing that would reflect the light in between the two tail lights? That doesn't make any sense. So then you start digging into it, then you see the difference in the height. And then all of a sudden you figure out the tail lights, then it's a Dodge Dart. Then you start looking at other stuff, and then you find out a Dodge Dart lived at 1119 during the night of the crime and was not home the night of the crime, because you can look through all of that footage and see no Dodge Dart, but it lived there, and it was there, but it just wasn't there. Except the only time, in my opinion, was when it drove and left and took off. That's just me. Thank you, Wendy, for hopping in. What's up, Samantha? Hope you're doing well. So yeah, the whole fog lights and stuff, I'm glad to see that people are taking that shit real, you know what I mean? Because back then, it was a lot of the people that were just like, no, No, it's
Yeah.
got an incline. It's got an incline. And it's like, no, it don't. You would have had to be there to understand, because again, let's show you this. And how is that incline, the incline is completely over with before we even get to this spot right here. The back, remember, the back end of suspect vehicle leaving, the back end and a little bit of the back door would be right here in our footage. And you see this incline don't start until after that telephone pole. So how does that incline disprove what the hell we broke down in March of 2025? It don't. And I'm glad people are discussing it, and how, yes, these are different cars. It makes you feel good. I'm glad. Not necessarily discussing what we discussed, but they're bringing validity
Yeah.
to the conversation when it comes to what we broke down 9 months ago, 10 months ago. So
Yeah, and that was a really good summary of it as well, because I actually had forgotten some of those details. But I remember it about being, you know, like different cars and the fog lights, but that was really good and concise.
well, I mean, I would have played the video, but it's like 17 minutes for that. You know, obviously you gotta, I kind of had to, kind of like what I did right here. I had to break it down and explain it. And so, you know, as we're doing each one of those, I'm kind of breaking things down even more, obviously, with time. And, you know, because I think it was just maybe a month period where we were doing more video about it. You know, I think there's like 5 or 6 total, but you know, if anything, watch the very last one. You know what I'm saying? And I'll share that one in chat in a second if you want to save it to a playlist, because that one not only brings up some of the stuff that I broke down, not everything, but it brings up some of the stuff, but it really kind of shows a lot of the metrics and the math that gets involved in it, you know, when it comes to
Yeah.
the architecture of everything that's trying to be explained. So yeah, let me go ahead and stop that. I'll get that link for you here in a second. Let me share that with you guys if you want to save it and check it out sometime. But yeah, I'm just glad that, you know, because it's one thing that I was really trying to and I get it, because it's hard to explain to people what you've already seen in real life. You know,
Right.
video can only take you so far.
Yeah.
You know, I can only, and that's why I like using the real footage and kind of explaining things, because I try to get people as close as I can with
Yeah.
explaining my experience and then adding the footage, but it's not like the human eyeball. You know what I'm saying? And so knowing and seeing it,
Yeah.
yeah, and being there, it's like yeah, it's like, ah, man, no, it's so much farther back. Let me see here. Here's why. So this breaks, here's this link I'm going to share with you guys. This link is another video on it. This link, and save it to your playlist. I'll wait a couple minutes to drop another one to give you a chance to click on it. Save it to watch later is the quickest one. Just save it to watch later. Come on back to the stream, and then I'll drop you another one. Trust me. This one is how, the one that I just shared, this one right here, this one breaks down the proof and how it wasn't an Elantra. This is why in this video, because remember, the first vehicle that they were looking for was a Nissan Sentra. Remember that? The very first vehicle they were looking for was a Nissan Sentra. So I broke down not only in that link how it wasn't an Elantra, but at the same time how police came to the conclusion in the very beginning how it could have been a Nissan Sentra. I broke that down in that link. Here's why the suspect vehicle one is the Nissan Sentra and not the Hyundai Elantra, because that's how they came to the conclusion it's a Nissan Sentra. So I break that one down. Let me see. The next one. This is a good one that I'll share with people. I've been covering the Idaho4 case from the very beginning. Okay. Anybody that's not familiar with the show or just coming across it, I actually created my show 6 days before the crime took place. Okay. Originally, and this is kind of the discussion that I was talking about in the re-air that we showed over here yesterday, and how I wanted to go back to the beginning, right? And this kind of ties into that. Because in the very beginning of my program, I wanted to talk about not only this stuff, but I wanted to talk about other things as well. I didn't want it to be dominated by true crime. You know what I'm saying? That was, so I started my show. 6 days later, this unfortunate crime took place against these four beautiful souls. It came across weird. We covered the press conference, the first one. I questioned the first press conference. Why are we waiting 3 freaking days to have a press conference, police? Wow, that was weird. And then they didn't answer any questions. As we started to progress, we ended up becoming that true crime show where all we did was discuss true crime. Now, this case, the Idaho4 case, has always been dear to me. That's one of the reasons why I went out there, and it was so important to me to put my fear of flying a plane behind and fly my ass out there at a last minute to do what I needed to do, because I needed to make sure to get footage of the house before it was torn down, because the night of Halloween, when we found out that they were the FBI was going back on Halloween. Why are they going back on Halloween? The school promised that they weren't going to tear it down until school was out. And then I'm like, oh, shoot, they're going to tear this thing down during holiday break. They're going to tear this thing down as some kind of anniversary date for Koberger's arrest. Oh, shit, I need to hurry up and get out there. And I was there less than a week later. I was in Idaho. I was scared to death to get on a damn plane. I hate flying. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I had to do it because I knew those skeezy bastards were going to tear down that house during that winter break. I knew it. I knew it. And they did. And then the date, go figure, right? The date that they tore it down, go figure. Koberger's, yeah. But yeah. So that's why I went out there. This is a video I'm going to share with you guys. So again, I covered it from the very beginning. And because I was covering it from the very beginning, when they started, I think it was early December of 2022, when they started redacting stuff off of Google Maps from 11/22, right? Stuff was disappearing and getting blurry. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. We're all using Google Maps because we're not there. So now they start blurring stuff out. This link right here is for anybody. I went back to my old shows and I took all of the clips from Google Maps before it got blurred. I had to go back to my old shows, get clips from my old shows of me exploring on Google Maps, so then I could have a copy of that neighborhood unblurred. So if you guys want to have that, there's a link for you as well. You can go ahead, save, click on it, save it to a watch later real quick. Come on back into the chat. I'll wait to share another link with you guys. I'm going to be sharing a couple more. Go ahead, Rosee.
No, I'm busy doing that too. That's I forgot to say that.
This is going to be a good one, this next link, but I'm going to wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
This one is a long one. This one is a 6.5 hour. So back in the spring, early summer of 2023, we had WSU Kim on for a bunch of shows. Now, there's some WSU Kim stuff that is members only, and there's some stuff that I didn't even include in this collection. Okay. Because some stuff we were talking about, like aliens and shit like that, and it just didn't pertain. You know what I mean? It didn't pertain to the Idaho4 stuff. But there's been a lot of people reaching out to me lately, thanking me for not only inviting Kim, not only the conversations that we were having, but also thanking me for my ability of interviewing people and how, how natural conversation and how I let my guests talk, So I want to say thank you to those people that have reached out to me the last couple months and thanking me for putting this out there. We put this out there at the beginning of the year at some point. It was something I just wanted to do because people were asking me about this, and stuff was coming out in documents, and they're like, man, stuff that she was saying is actually turning out to be true and all this other stuff. And so right.
Yeah. I mean, like, there was no way that anybody could have guessed about, Dylan going down to Bethany's room. Like, nobody could have just guessed that like she did. And then there it was in court documents, like
the Snapchat.
That just completely, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It just validated her. I mean, she was really, like, people who didn't believe her, they have to admit it now. She was just telling the truth.
I feel bad for her. I reached out to her probably, I think it was in the summer sometime. I shot her a text message. I reached out to her and, I feel bad because, when you're talking about the toxicity of some of the people that exist in the true crime community, whether it's the host or the chats, you know what I'm saying? It's really, I mean, I've even been part of attacks from people with ridiculous fucking, you know what I'm saying? Just other YouTube shows that just and go figure, it serves them right. Their own spouse got fucking in trouble for the shit that they were trying to accuse me of. And it's like, well, karma's a bitch. Like with the Sebastian Rogers case, because there was a team that was out there that was working for the PI for Seth, and we didn't check their background. The PI did. So if the PI says they're cool, then we trust them, right? We trust the PI. Well, then it comes out the PI didn't do their work, and there was certain fucking people around to search, and then this particular YouTube channel wanted to sit there and say that I promote these people, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, lady? Yeah, go figure. Her spouse gets in trouble in real life for that shit. Karma's a bitch, ain't it? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Karma's
I know that happened.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Karma's a bitch. Yeah, karma's a bitch. But yeah, this is a collection from spring and June. Just the toxic people. You know what I'm saying? And I got to get back to that because that's why I was bringing that up. I feel so bad for Kim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because whether you agree or not, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, whether you agree or not, whether your preference is apples or oranges, the fact that so many people were so toxic to her, and I thought, and I sent her a text message after one of those first Idaho4 docs came out. I can't remember what was it on. If anybody remembers, let me know in chat. It was Paramount, maybe. It was like one of the very first ones, and we were getting reached out to use some of our clips, and I didn't. There was so many creators, even creators that I worked with at the time, that were all about it. They were like, because they wanted you to give them footage. They didn't want to give you credit. They didn't want to give you credit if they used your shit. They weren't going to pay you for it. So to me, I'm sitting there going, okay, it would be nice to get the recognition, but at the same time, the way that they're kind of, something didn't feel right. You know what I mean? Something didn't feel right. And I'm like, no, I'm just not going to, number one, you're not going to keep my shit, which means that you can use my footage for whatever the fuck. I even made Court TV. When I went on Court TV, I even made them put my freaking my handle on my stuff when they were showing it. I was like, look, if I'll send it to you and you can use it for when I'm on there, but you need to make sure that I get the credit for this footage, and you're not allowed to use this any other time unless you have my permission. You know what I mean? Like, I bust my ass to get this footage. I'm not going to let somebody just take it and do whatever they want with it. But I don't know. They had like this, it was like a vibe, like they were scheming. Like it was like a scheme. Like, I don't know. It just got this scheme vibe to it. And I was so happy after it came out, because I was still worried. We covered it on YouTube, and I think we did a Twitch show on it too, where we watched it together. I was nervous. I was still nervous that they were going to go to my damn shit and use some of my shit, even though I wasn't, like, I was just like, man, because of my footage from Idaho4, and so when it came out, and man, they trashed so many content creators on that document, the doc that they did. Drunk Turkey Show was actually one of them that they bashed the most, and Drunk Turkey Show still regrets it to this day that he took part in it. They totally, and Kim was on there. Or wait, Kim, no. Wait, Kim, was Kim on that one? Do you guys remember? It was like the very first one before all of these other ones started popping up. It was the very first doc, and they used a lot of TikTok in it. It was a lot of TikTok people, and then they had some YouTube. But they really it was the one that they bashed the living shit out of Drunk Turkey Show. They bashed them so bad. Yeah, and that it just had that sense. I was like, and then that's when I was like, that's where I fucking felt it from. That's why I was like, something just feels easy. Something just feels easy. But yeah, she and I reached out to her and I texted her back then, and she looked so beautiful on that show. She got a lot of people bashing and hating on her and all this other stuff, and I thought she was so beautiful on that doc. She's such a beautiful person. And so, you may have been on other shows where you've heard her, come on their programs, and it's all serious business, and it's all, just nothing but the case and serious, and with these conversations, it's a collection. I have the dates. Here's the link for it if you want to save it to the watch later. You got time to click on it, save it, come on back. I'll share another one in a second. But this is a collection of, yes, we do get in some serious and some sad moments and moments that will make you grip your heart, but there's also a lot of laughs involved in the episodes and in the conversations. And so you get to hear, yes, you'll hear the sadness and the crackles of nervousness and reflections of the day that everything took place for her and her family and what they were going through. But you also get to hear the laughs of our
Yeah.
discussions and the funny moments and the funny reflections of happy times and stuff like that. And so, and it's a long one. It's 6.5 hours, but we do talk a lot. There's some people, like, if I remember correctly, there's some people on the panels here and there that'll pop in here and there. I think the one of the middle shows one of the middle shows has some people on the panel or something, but for the most part, um but yeah, it's really, she's such a beautiful person, and I hate because that's why she disappeared, a long time ago, because the toxic jabs.
Yeah.
We're all human. We can only take so much. We're all human.
Yeah. I don't blame her for disappearing. After seeing some of the things that were said, I really don't blame her.
I don't either. What's up, Stacy, over on Facebook? Thank you for watching, hanging out. Appreciate you. Thank you all. Jacqueline, Shannon. Oh my God, CJ, where have you been? And thank you for being here. If anybody, I didn't go deep into it, but the video that was a re-air that we went live with over here at the EvilleCJ channel, Rosee and I were doing just a hangout practice show over at my EvilleCJ TV channel. And we were kind of doing a practice show over there, and I really didn't have any intentions on getting into anything personal or even opening up my soul or anything like that. And it, just like with anything, I have keynotes that I write down, and it's just conversation. It's just wherever it goes. That's one of the reasons that people say that they like when I interview people, is because really the conversation just organically grows. And so that was kind of one of those things where discussing some of the things that I was going through and have gone through, and kind of where I was at in a few areas, and even why, and how it was like life made me sit back and reflect in this time, because I think life knew that it had to take away certain opportunities. Otherwise, I would have just kept going because of how hard I work. And life was like, no, we know how hard you work, mother effer. We know how hard you work. We're going to take away pieces of your computer so you can't do no work. My battery's going to go to shit. My battery that I needed, if I didn't get the exact copy, it could literally start a fire in my computer. So I had to get it from frickin' China. And then it was going to take a month and a half minimum because of the tariffs and all this other. It was, and then other stuff in life that was piling on for the last year, and everything just kind of went and hit together at its head, and that battery and the computer going to hell and not being able to even get a repair on it for months. That was when life was like, dude, you need to stop working.
Yeah.
You need to sit back. You really need to reflect. You really need to go in the back of your brain, not just for one day. You need to do it for days in a row, for weeks in a row, for months in a row. You need to continue. That's, that. So yesterday's video, you can check it out. I kind of explain where we're going. I explain where we came from. I explain what went on. I kind of explain a good amount, and I bring you into my soul. I don't just say, yeah, this, and this. I really I take you into the back of my mind with where I really look at everything. You know what I mean? It's not that surface. It's a 360 kind of thing. So if anybody hasn't, definitely check that out before any of these links that I share with you in this show, because that one right there, well, it doesn't, there's like 80% of it I'm not even gone through, but there's stuff like medical things, and medical stuff in the family, just some stuff in the background, it's just real life shit. And you know what I mean? And there's some stuff that it would hurt too much to even start to talk about it. And I save that stuff for when we're not live. You know what I mean? See, I'm thinking about it right now, and it's already starting to make me think about the stuff. But yes, that video is a great way to kind of explain in different phases where we're going, where we were at, all that good stuff.
I did post a link to both the chats for that as well.
Oh, and also we do have, if you're just coming back to the show for the first time, we do have a few cameras. We got the sideway camera with Evil Buddy in the background here with me. Obviously, the camera that you've seen this whole time. We also have the Evil Buddy dedicated camera. Anytime you want. Where's Evil Buddy? Evil Buddy's right here. All right. Evil Buddy's just chilling. We got the glasses because we both can't read documents without him. He's got the black hoodie because he wants to look like me. And he's got his own buddy hat. And then also we have the forward camera, which I don't even know if I'm really going to use it anymore, because this was the camera that I always used to use. Even back in the other shows, I used to use this camera. But I'm really loving this camera right here, honestly. I'm really loving it. So thank you, Elantra Bug, for coming back in. Let me see here. Precious, how are you? Cynthia over there on Facebook, thanks for hanging out. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, X, Kick, and YouTube as well. Also, Rosee is streaming on Twitch. Can you share your channel? Can you share your channel?
I can.
Go ahead.
I actually can't. I don't remember my channel.
Share your YouTube too, because until you get everything set up over there, and we have the collab thing linked up together where people can literally just come to either one of us, and that way if people come here and they come to this program, it shows your channel too, and they can go sub up as well over there. Cynthia says, I missed you, CJ, but let me give you a compliment I will never forget. When they were searching for Austin Drummond and you noticed his hand gesture, you did amazing on that. I'm proud of you, proud of yourself. Love you. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you. Damn, you hear me cracking up. Thank you so much. Yeah, I remember that. That was crazy. Yeah, the hand signal. Yeah, the hand signal. That's one thing that I'm probably going to how can I say this? I guess I'll be analyzing videos and things like that a little bit. I don't know I don't know if I'll really be doing it like I was before, where I'm just, I hate it, Rosie. I hate it. I'm conflicted. And this is one of the reasons why, I told you in this show yesterday. Here, I'm going to go a little personal. I told you in the show yesterday, or the day before. The re-air was yesterday. But I told you in that, and we've kind of discussed it over the last couple months, and how, this new path, um, and how one of my fears is it going back to being dominated by covering and working on crime. Because that's one of the things that, because I give 150, because I go all the F out on whatever I'm working on, if how much I care about somebody, whatever, I go the F out, because
Yes.
I always feel like today could be my last day. And if it is, I want to make sure that I win all the F out. So I don't know when I'm going to pass. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be a year from now, it could be whenever, but I always, every day, want to make sure that I go the F out, no matter what it is, whether it is caring or work or whatever. Yes, when I float above and I look down at my own body, I want to be like, man, I gave it a hell of a day, whatever it was. And that's why I was a little nervous. And I think, I don't know, man. I love digging through footage and video and those different things, and I love analyzing and breaking down and finding little clues that get overlooked, and all of those things. And I never want to not do it because I enjoy it. Not I don't enjoy necessarily the moment where it's like, I found it. That's not what I look for. It's
No, I know.
it's the work. It's having to have that type of focus, laser focus. Having to analyze pixels and just do these different things. That's what I love about it. That's why it's not work to me. It's pleasure because I enjoy doing that. Breaking stuff down, figuring out different ways that maybe not even thought of. I'm afraid, I'm afraid that if I do really break down stuff, I'm afraid that might get me back to that point. You know what I mean? And it sucks for me, and I'm conflicted. And maybe I don't make sense, but it's a confliction inside of me because I love it, I enjoy it, I want, and I know it helps. But then at the same time, it's like it could
Well, yeah.
it
I
could
mean,
it could take
you
you
know
back.
where it can go. Yeah. Yeah. And I think the fact that you know where it can go is something that will protect you throughout it. Like, I think that if you get too close to whatever is making you feel conflicted like that, I do think that you will like stop yourself. I really do. Because,
I don't
I
know,
mean,
Rosie, where I got to and where I got to at the end of August and the beginning of December, it was because even though this is the best way to describe it, I'm driving that car and I got the pedal to the metal and it's on a drive for justice. I'm on a drive for justice. And I'm driving that car and I got the pedal to the metal. We're roaring down that damn highway. And I see a car accident ahead of me. I see it. I see it ahead of me. But I'm just still because it's for justice. That, so when you're like, you'll be able to see it before. Rosee, I did before. I did before. I saw the fucking train wreck about 3 or 4 months before it really became, and I was still just working. That's why I'm a little scared
I
or
understand.
conflicted, because I know that, man, I saw that last time, and I just still because the justification,
Yeah.
it's not about me.
Yeah, no, I understand, but I guess it's a type of like self-discipline to temper yourself. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think what Caddy's saying about balance is also really, really important. And that's something that you
Yeah.
have to like,
I
if you
cannot
don't,
be, I cannot not be 150. I can't.
oh,
I can't. So it I know I know it's balance is good, and that's why we're doing all this. That's why we took, I took the time, and I'm like, okay, we're, just a lot of the stuff that I broke down yesterday. And I was real, or I mean the re-air yesterday. I was real, like I really am nervous that one day I might actually, because it's the justification. It's not about me. Like, I'm willing to be a sacrifice to leave a better message, to leave a better trail. Because it's like I could play video games all damn day at EvilleCJ TV. You know what I mean? Like, I could play video games all day. But that doesn't bring me the passion. It doesn't bring me the accomplishment, the self. Like, I don't need other people to, you did a great job. I don't need that. It's like when I'm looking at stuff and I'm working on stuff, I know what the hell I'm working on. That's what I look for. I look for my own self either telling me you can do better, or that was good shit.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just
it's a tough one. It's like it's the only one who can control it is you, I guess. It's a choice. Like,
yeah. We'll just,
is it worth it? You have to decide.
I mean, it is, because it's definitely a lot less stress, but it'll be hard. You know what I mean? Like, if we come across like this footage with Camila, right? I want to dig into it so bad. I want to break it down. I want to spend 3 days digging through it, seeing what we can figure out, and this and that. And then all of a sudden we spend 3 days going hardcore on that. That's not, listen, when I'm working on stuff, I'm not just working on it when the show's live. I'm working on it outside of it too. So we're talking 3 full days, as an example, 3 full days working on that. Then there's other stuff we got to work on too. Then the other things. So then no, and then all of a sudden that's kind of like what happened before when we used to do different things, and then all of a sudden our community game night on Sunday nights is gone because we had to fit in another case that we're working on. And it's, you can't just work on one because then you feel guilty because another one deserves attention, and like it becomes this, and kind of like what it was, like long ass shows. Don't get me wrong, doing good things, but there wasn't any time. Eventually there wasn't any time for that family community game night every Sunday night that we all looked forward to, for all that time. And then because of the work, and because I can't just not give 150, well, then it gets to a point where all of a sudden everything's dominated by that. And then after it being dominated, then it gets, there was, I think all of us, honestly, as this small group, all of us that I'm seeing typing in chat and all of us that have been hanging out, I see a lot of us saying that we've took breaks. You know what I'm saying? I think that, yeah, it was, it's a partial thing where COVID played a role in it. Obviously, we couldn't go anywhere. And so we had to find enjoyment in new things and different things. And, it didn't matter if there was negative every day because you were living in negativity every freaking day anyway with COVID. You could never get it. But then when COVID went away and we kind of, as a society, we were able to walk out the front door and we were able to breathe again. We remembered what it felt like to have that feeling again. And then, then all of a sudden it's other things that were around COVID didn't change like COVID did. And so then we all, I think a lot of us got to a point where it's like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, and I think that I don't think that you have to worry. I think that will happen again. If you end up doing exactly what you did before, I do think you will catch yourself. Maybe it'll be later on or earlier, but you've already done it before, so it won't happen. Don't worry.
I don't know if there's any way I possibly even could with the other work that I have to do in the background. I don't think there'd be any, because it was already a struggle dedicating literally 100% from the moment I woke up. Within 45 seconds, I was at my desk. And 45 seconds after I left my desk, I was laying down going to sleep. Like that's what it was like every single day. And even then, because you're not just talking about the work that you're working on that everybody sees. We're talking the conversations. We're talking meetings. We're talking collecting information. We're talking, all of these different things that really go into what you see when it's presented. I don't even know if I would damn try, because again, 150%, I would damn try, but there's no way. There's no way. Do I have it? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I said we'll keep an eye on you. That's all.
Yeah, you have to, I guess.
Yeah, we'll keep watch.
Because listen, I'm in that car of justice, pedal to the metal, and I'm like, this, This is for justice, just
No.
um no, when it comes to a schedule, I've tried to think over the last couple weeks when it comes to a schedule. A few weeks ago, I was like, all right, I'm going to do my first live the day before the last day of the year. I don't want to wait till the first of the year. I want to do one a day or two before, and then we're already rolling through the new year. I do have some kind of a mock-up schedule, but honestly, I think the schedule. This is just an idea. If I can find it, sorry, I have so many. This is just an idea, like a mock-up, but I think we'll just play it as it goes, really. Because I do, one of the things about, so when we were doing our shows before, and I'm talking shit from the very first show. You can literally go through all my shows. From the very first show, for the first 3 to 4 months, I did a show every day. Any day that I had off, whether it was a weekday or a weekend, I was doing 2 shows a day. And it was like that for 3 to 4 months in the very beginning. And then after that, I was like, okay, man, you need to like have certain days off, whatever. And I tried it for a couple weeks, and then it would just every day. And it's always been that way from the very beginning. And one of the new paths of the EvilleCJ show is not only I'm going to have days off over here, not only we're going to have Sunday night dedicated, by the way, family game night, community game nights, Sunday nights, Sunday evenings, Price is Right, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Family Feud, Trivial Pursuit, Wheel of Fortune, Jackbox Party Pack, Price is Right, if I didn't mention that. There Are You Smarter Than, a whole bunch of game show, TV show games. Some, I think only Family Feud is one that you have to be on panel. But other than that, all the other games you can literally play from the seat of your couch and on the chat. You don't even have to be in any kind of thing to be able to participate. You can literally just be in YouTube chat and be a contestant. And we use a StreamYard giveaway thing that'll select the next contestant. So it's really cool. It doesn't include people that don't want to be involved in the game, only the people that do. And then it has a raffle that chooses the next contestant. So if you enjoy that, we're for sure bringing that back every Sunday night, community game night, and we'll be doing different games each weekend. So definitely hang out for that. But also, I'm gonna have dedicated days off. Dedicated days off from the EvilleCJ show. Does it mean that I don't want to be around you? No, I want to be around you 24/7. And if you want to be around me as close to 24/7, well, then the days off, you can see me playing some games at EvilleCJ TV. Because I'll still be live. Just like, I didn't promote my TV channel. Like I said, I only have 29 subs or something. I only have 129 subs. It's not like I promoted it, really. It's not like I said, hey, guys, come on over here. But it was something where I've actually been live over at the TV channel during this whole break. I've been Now, the reason I could only go live over there and I didn't go live over at this channel was because, again, my computer was broke down. Uh, the parts and the cost and the shipment length and all of that was a humongous hurdle. I was not able to do, uh, and I wasn't going to sit there and do live streams from my mobile phone and just hang out like this. That's no. I I'm more of a visual explainer. I like to show things. I like to, you know, be able to have that option. And so with the video games, the program that I was using for the video games, I could actually go live from my console. And so that allowed me to go live and still hang out in the atmosphere. And so, you know, the people that came across it and were like, "Hey, CJ," you know, whatever. They kind of know some of this stuff because, you know, while I was, you know, a thing about me, and this is why I love video games so much, is because video games, now, they're issues for other people, but the reason that I love video games is because of how hard I work. The video games allow me to get away from my work. They allow me, you know, because even if I'm, uh, you know, say I'm mowing a lawn, even if I'm mowing a lawn, I'm still thinking about work when I'm playing that video game. Because when I need to decompress, when I need to forget about work and forget about the bullshit and forget about da 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 da, I play that video game. It keeps me focused. I don't think about nothing else. It's a really good way to decompress. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why not only I was able to still be around the atmosphere and talk to people, you know, in that atmosphere, let some things out at my pace. You know what I'm saying? When I didn't feel pressure to talk about it, I could just, even if I'm in the middle of a game and something fun was happening and I just felt like getting it off my chest, I could, there was no pressure. I was able to just, you know, process and go through everything at my own pace, at my own comfort. And also, while I was playing the games, when it allowed me to forget about all of the other stuff I didn't want to think about, right? So even though I was playing, if I really did, you know what, I want to focus on this aspect, it allowed me to focus on key aspects instead of having all that other noise flying around that I wasn't even trying to focus on. It was just, remember a long time ago, um, and maybe you might not, last summer, I dropped a message in the mod chat and I said, "This is my mind right now." And it showed somebody at a desk and papers, just papers everywhere, just papers everywhere. That's what it was. It was, I couldn't even focus, man, because I'm trying to focus on this one piece of paper and there's just paper on the desks, the floor, the walls, the ceiling, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's another reason that the video games, you know, a lot of people misuse them and a lot of people have addiction issues with them and stuff like that, but that's one of the things that mainly the video games does for me. And so, you know, that's why I was able to kind of discuss some of that stuff as I was playing games over there and this and that. And as I kind of, you know, got to where the new path was being formed, that's one thing that I wanted to make sure. I want, you know, because that's one thing, again, when I was doing all that work, I wasn't leaving none, no, not even 5 minutes, barely at all, worth of time to decompress, to be able to decompress that deep. And so that's one thing that, yes, I'm gonna have days off, but those days off, I'm gonna be kicking it over there at EvilleCJ TV. Also, when I'm done doing streams over here at this channel, because we're gonna be doing night shows. Night shows, mostly some day shows, mostly night shows. I'm not ready to go to bed after I'm going to be done doing a show. If you want to come hang out and continue, let's have fun. Come on over there and hang out. I'll drop that channel link in a little bit. It's not that worried about. Oh, thanks. I'm not that really worried about it, but if people just want to continue to hang out, I'll be over there too. Just having some fun. So I have a particular idea of a schedule, but there's nothing like, because it could go a week, it could go 2 weeks, and then I'm like, I don't know. I think I like doing it better on this night instead of this night. It could be one of those things. But this is my kind of rough idea. I still haven't been able to find it. I might have threw it away, but I could have swore I had it right in front of me, because I have the list of stuff I still need to work on before tonight, because I'm going to come back and do a show tonight. Oh shoot, we're actually getting close to when you got to be done. I'm sorry, Rosee.
I do actually have to get going.
Yes, I just saw the clock. Okay. I'm so sorry. It's okay. Okay. And thank you again for hanging out and being with us on the last minute. All right. So this is kind of what I'm thinking. Monday off. Monday, I'll be at EvilleCJ TV on Mondays, hanging out. Monday off. Tuesday, we talk true crime. Wednesday off. Be over at the TV channel. Thursday, true crime. Friday, I'm thinking true crime Friday night, but I might do a daytime show on Friday as well. Okay. Because I'll be home. But so Friday night, true crime. Friday, live, updates, weekly updates, a daytime show. Saturday night, that will be the conspiracy shows. That will be the cop chase shows. That'll be comedy. That'll be, that's going to be the mixture of all the flavor. Saturday nights are going to be like, we're going to have cop car chases where we're collabing with Steve-O, where he's out in the car. We're doing flight radar. We're doing a collab thing with Steve-O. So that's going to be like, the cop chases, but it's going to be even more in depth. We're going to be working together as a team. Him out there on the streets, us with our studio and our programs working together for that. The comedy shows where we just sit back, talk about, funny stuff, different things, conspiracy. There's some conspiracy things I love a good conspiracy, always have since a kid. So we'll be doing that stuff, and then also some comedy stuff, some shows like where if you want to give them some of those ideas that you were talking about real quick, like where we're like tasting each other's candies and
Yeah, so there's culture shock. That's like a huge trend at the moment.
Yeah, culture shock. There we go.
Yeah. So because like I've learned a lot about you guys over the past few years, but there's still things that just like confuse me. But there's a lot of things like that people are doing, like American tries South African snacks and does like a review on everything. And I have to say that you guys seem to like them. You do seem to like them. So.
Like I've never had. Listen, I don't even know what a South African snack would look like. Like,
well,
does it have like different language writing on it and stuff?
No.
Or what? Like,
no,
like you tell me, like you say, yeah, it's a Kit Kat, and I'm like, is it really a Kit Kat?
No, it's a Kit Kat. No, so there's certain things that like what do you guys call them? Candies that like you only get here. So
what do you mean?
Yeah, like South African brands. Okay, go to one of the videos that I shared that playlist with you. Okay, and you'll see. Or there's like accent challenges, right, where people fight over how to say things, because I feel like we're right about a lot of pronunciations.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. No.
Yeah.
We should. I mean, since we're already talking about it, we should just schedule that one for the show Saturday night.
Do it. Caddy says CJ is nervous.
I'd be nervous. Look, I've been tricked. Yes, I dated a Polish girl.
Mm-hmm.
I dated a Polish girl in my 20s. She just moved from Poland. She had only lived in the States for, oh my God.
You forgot?
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember back, like, how long she lived here. She was maybe here for 10 years, maybe something like that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so she liked to play tricks on me.
Oh.
I love chicken noodle soup.
Okay.
I love chicken noodle soup.
Sounds normal so far. Yeah.
Right. This was at a Christmas dinner at her family's house. All right. Okay. And it was just Polish everywhere. They all migrated at the same time through unfortunate circumstances. But her and her sisters came to America at the same time. And it was during a Christmas dinner, and they all played this damn trick on me. I love chicken noodle soup. I love it. It's wintertime, chicken noodle soup. It's like, oh yes. So I get my portion of the chicken noodle soup, and I'm putting some pepper on it. Getting a little pepper on there. Mix it up, and I start eating it, and they're like, and I cannot even try to copy a Polish accent, but CJ, do you like your soup? And I was like, man, it's good. It's a little peppery. I put on pepper, but I didn't know it was this peppery. And then they all start giggling. And I'm like, what the hell? What is so funny? You know what I thought was noodles?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I thought was the noodles in the chicken noodle soup? Guess. Just guess.
No, I'm not guessing anything. I don't know Polish people. You tell me. Tell me what happened.
Pig intestines.
Oh, okay.
That's why I get a little nervous, Caddy.
You get a little nervous.
Okay, because when I was like, that's a messed up joke.
I would never. I would never expect you to try.
I love them for it too. They're beautiful people. I love them for it. Uh, but yeah, that's why I'm a little nervous. What's up, Jilly and Sammy? Thank you for your comment on, I think it was the Sebastian video. Thank you. Reach out to me, because you're a creator, right? Reach out to me. I'm gonna be inviting some new people and some people that I've had on the shows, and we're gonna just be discussing different topics. So if you'd like to come hang out some night, reach out to me, let me know. But even the different slang. So yeah, we'll have to do that. I know. I'm so sorry. But yeah, we'll have to do that. Let's schedule that. It ain't gonna have a noti yet, but yeah, let's do some kind of some culture shock. Rosee would never. I hope Rosee would never use pig intestines instead of noodles. But that's normal for them. They eat that shit
never.
like that. Like that's. I don't know what the meal is called. You know, I don't know what it's been so long, but yeah, I remember. You know,
Okay.
Obviously it was. They're not gonna like rip up a pig and like, you know what I mean, like use a hose to get. You know, it's not like that. Like it was. I was
literally talking about candies.
It was prepared. I know, but you never know. Like you could be like, oh yeah, it's this kind of candy, and I'm like, damn, that Kit Kat's kind of crunchy, Rosee, and you're like, yeah, there's a beetle in it. Oh, that's
okay. All right.
You see where I'm coming from now. You see where I'm coming from.
I understand because I am African, and there are some things here that people find strange, but I've never tried them. So.
That's just where my mind was going. That's like a crunchy Kit Kat, and I'm like, I don't want to find out that there was a centipede or a butterfly or a piece of dirt from a construction site or something. I just didn't, I don't know. I was just, not that you would do that, but because it's not that bad of a joke, because it's edible. It's edible because they serve it as edible. It's something that whatever culture is used to is edible. So it's not. It's a funny, but it's not something that hurts you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't
keep talking.
I don't think that you would hurt me. That's probably true. Jill. Jill. Our food is probably more scary with all of the GMOs. Yes, because I know there's probably a lot of stuff in your country that is banned that we eat every day, right? Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that's like preservatives and stuff that are actually illegal here. So,
Jill. I'm not even going to highlight that one. You can see it on the screen. I'm not going to bring it up. But if that is true, that is gross as hell. It's a good thing.
Okay, but also, what is that? Because I've heard about that thing.
Pop-Tarts?
Yeah, what is it? Yeah.
Dude, Pop-Tarts. I used to be addicted to the brown cinnamon and brown sugar Pop-Tarts. It's a pastry. I can't tell you what it's made out of because it's obviously not made out of real. It's obviously not made out of real stuff. But it's a pastry with a paste in it, and you can eat it cold, like dry. Or most people will microwave it or put it in the toaster to heat it up. You got different flavors like blueberry, strawberry, cinnamon, brown sugar, apple. You got all these different, and it's a paste. It's a paste. I don't know what it's. I don't even know what the pastry's made out of. But that's what it is. Yeah. So. Pastry with jelly in it and icing on top to put in the toaster. Yes, they are.
That sounds really.
I just know it's nothing but sugar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sugar for breakfast. It's a way to fool your parents. It's like
So you
the
guys
cough.
also play tricks.
Well, yeah,
See,
it's the cough drops that would never help you with the cough. It was just candy, like it was like. Does anybody remember Luden's cough drops back in the day? Luden's wasn't a cough drop. It was candy.
it was a
Mom,
conspiracy. Yeah.
Mom, you need some cough drops? Yes. Oh, thanks, Mom. Yeah.
Yeah. That was very well done.
Jill knows. Yes. Yes. See? Ludens. Yes. All right, Rosee, we got to get out of here. We're 20 minutes past when you were supposed to be done. You're already pushing it back late, and we were doing a later than last minute planned live stream because we planned on a last minute, and then it ended up being later than the one that we planned for last minute. So thank you for that. Welcome. Thank you guys for hanging out. Share it out to your socials. Let people know we're back. Let them know what kind of show we're doing. It's a little mixture, but it's all conversation, baby. And that's what's the most important. Little bit of this, little bit of that, but all us and you too. It's all of our conversations. I appreciate you guys. We'll have a notification. Damn, it's already 2:00. I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely coming back tomorrow night. We're going to be doing a New Year's Eve show. Come hang out with us if you want. We'll be doing games and stuff too. Talking true crime, doing games as well, and watching the ball. Come hang out with us if you want. I might be back over here tonight. I didn't realize how late it was. But if I'm not back over here at the EvilleCJ show, I'm going to be over there at EvilleCJ TV. So if you're just listening, you're not able to save or click the link in chat, you got EvilleCJ. This is our main channel, always has been. All you have to do is put a little TV on the end of that, and you'll find my other channel if all you can do is listen to us. Thank you all. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate you, Rosee. And I look forward to many, many times we all get to hang out together over here. See you on the next one.
Hi, everyone.
Say goodbye to Evil Buddy. He appreciates you too. Please hit that like, subscribe, share, comment, and go sub up to Rosee. She did a wonderful job on that intro for us. Appreciate you guys. Stay safe. And we love you. We do. Later, everybody.
Bye.